All right, reviewing, we would say pi times 4 squared here. 50.3 is that?
Yeah.
And if we want to do the exact version, it'd just be 16 pi. Over here, what do I have to make sure I do?
Divide by 2.
I don't need the 18. I need 18 divided by 2 because I need the radius. So,
254.5.
how much?
254.5. And 81.5.
All right, any problems with those? Decimals or exact? What if I had this right here?
Would we just plug it in as a fraction?
All right, that's going to be pi times 1/3 squared. All right, give me the decimal version of that. Somebody. Huh? 0.35? All right, so there's my decimal version. Did we get that? Is that correct?
Good morning, ITHS David.
So there's my decimal version, 0.35. What would the exact version be?
1/3. 1/9.
All right, 1/3 needs to be squared. Well, 1/3 times 1/3 is 1/9. So I'm just going to do 1/9 pi for that.
Okay.
If I want to solve this first one, I plug in the 503 for A,
5
divided by pi. What is 503 divided by pi?
160.1, and then square that.
Now square it.
Square root
Square root it. So square root of 160.1.
12.7.
12.7. Coming over here, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Plug in the 211. 60 what?
67.2.
That's r squared.
That's r squared. And then
Square root that.
8.2, and multiply that times 2, you get 16.2.
Why do I multiply by 2?
If you find the diameter.
I do the 8.2 times 2 because I have to get the diameter, not the radius. All right, we should do degree over 360 times pi r squared. So that's going to be 71 over 360 pi 4 squared. Answer?
9.9.
9.9. Then I go down here and I've got to say, well, 360 minus 71 is
89.
So I'm going to say 289 over 360 pi 4 squared is
40.4.
all right, let's go ahead and look at this one. Where does the area of the sector come from? The 30. And again, do not put in the meter squared, just put the number. Pi r squared is the area of the circle, which is what I'm looking for. So I take out the pi r squared and I put in 8. The measure is 40 over 360. Do my cross multiplying. What is the
10,800.
all right, divided by that 40.
270.
All right, now, I'm not going to go to another problem and do it. Just stay with this one. If I wanted to find the radius, I would do all of this stuff, and then what?
And then the
270 equals pi r squared
divided by pi.
divided by pi. Tell me what that is. 270 divided by pi.
It's 85.9.
And that equals r squared. Square root that 85.9 and get 9.23.
You get 9.3.
So I know this one was asking for area. So we did the area part. But if you have to find radius, you take the area that you found and use that number to find the radius.
Instead of
So here, it tells me the area of the whole circle is 205. It tells me the area of the XZY part is 42. Now the first question says, what is the radius? Can I find the radius based on what they gave me? Can't?
Yeah.
Can?
He gave you the area.
It gave me the area. If it gives me the area of the whole circle, all I've got to do is say, okay, well, there's my formula. I know that A is 205.
It's gonna be 65.2.
Divide by pi, which is
5.3.
65.3, and that's r squared.
Yes, sir.
So then I would have to square root 65.3, square root r squared, 8.1.
1.
All right, so there's my r. Is everybody good with where that came from? Take the total area and plug it in the formula to find r. The next one says find the circumference. Well, this is what we did the other day. So I go back to the circumference formula, 2 pi r.
Yes, sir.
So now what?
Plug into the formula.
Take my C number that I just found, 2 pi 8.1. Y'all gonna have to tell me what that is.
It is 50.9.
50.9. All right, now the next one says find the measure of xy. If it says find measure, I've got to go back to the proportion. All right, so if I go back to the proportion, that's going to be the area of the sector over pi r squared equals degree over 360. Do I have the area of the sector?
No. Yes.
Yes, it told me. Luckily, it told me. Do I have the pi r squared, the total area? Yes, 205 equals the degree. Well, that's what I'm looking for. So measure of xy over 360. All right, well, how can I find that now? What do I do?
Cross multiply.
Cross multiply that 360.
That's gonna be 205.
It'd be 15,120.
Wait a minute now. All you got to do is cross multiply. Do the 360 times 42 over 205. What is that?
What is that?
360 times 42 over 205. Should be around 70 something. I'm thinking right.
Mine gave me a fraction.
How much?
24.
73.
73.8.
What if it gave you a fraction?
Just if it gives you a fraction, that's some kind of mode that it's in. So what you need to do is say top divided by bottom, whatever numbers they are.
So it's not in degree mode.
No, it's in degree mode. It's in some kind of classic or math print or something mode.
Oh, I see now.
So if it gives you the fraction, just do the division button with whatever fraction they give you. All right. The next one says length. So now I have to go back to what we did last week. A length problem is degree over 360 times 2 pi r. Why am I using 2 pi r?
Because it's extra length.
Length is 2 pi r. Area is pi r squared. So degree is 73.8 over 360 times 2 pi r. R is 8.1. So tell me what that is. What is my answer here?
10.4.
10.4. So this problem kind of combines a whole bunch of stuff. We do a little bit of the area stuff. We do some circumference stuff. We go back to finding the measure, which means we got the proportions. And then we wind up going back to a length problem, which is the stuff before. So it puts it all together. You can do all that, you should be fine.